If there are more people that come on, try to just zone them out and start to slow things down. And like we so often start these classes, I want you to start by just checking in with your breath, by taking a few rounds to just watch it move, watch it flow the way that it naturally wants to. And now start to deepen your breath, to bring some conscious effort to your inhales and exhales. Now place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your navel, your belly button, your stomach. And for a couple rounds, just feel your breath, your chest, your belly, whatever it is that's rising and falling. And now with each breath in, I want you to see if you can really direct your breath into your belly. So that hand that's on your stomach, maybe you feel rise and fall a little bit more. Maybe that hand on your chest is a little bit more still. So the town that I grew up in, just 5 hours west and a little bit north of here in Idaho, has 2 mountains as part of their ski resort. And one of them is this smaller hill, it's called Dollar. And it's about 800 vertical feet, maybe a little bit less, from the base to the top. And often, kind of like early season up at the Gee or over at Snow King year round, people will go and they'll skin up in the morning and ski down. And for me, that little 800 feet is something that I know that I can do. I can be sore, I can be tired, but I know that I can do. And so here in the Tetons, the land of big mountains and huge approaches, whenever I'm out touring, I like to think of things in terms of those dollar laps. So when we've been going for an hour, and my legs are starting to get tired and maybe my brain is getting a little, what am I doing? Why do I like this sport so much? I can look at my watch, I can look at the map, and I can see I've got $3 laps left. And this will tie in and make more sense as we keep going. And for me, what those dollar laps kind of do, what they represent is this taking something big and breaking it down into these manageable, digestible chunks. Taking something that might seem overwhelming, some big 3,000-foot climb, and breaking it down into something that's easy, something that I know that I can do, even if it's doing that thing 4 times. Now start to shift your breath from your belly more into your chest, feeling that hand over your heart rise and fall a little bit more. And it's okay if it's subtle, it's okay if it doesn't feel as easy as breathing into your belly. So why do these dollar laps matter? Why does this idea of breaking things down matter? Well, we have kind of entered like new territory as a society where we're learning how to do so many new things. We're learning how to take yoga over the internet. We're learning how all of our meetings can be conducted over the internet. We're learning how to interact with people without getting within 6 feet. And it's easy to get overwhelmed, to want to spin out, to think that this is impossible and we can't do it. But tonight, what I want for you guys to focus on, what I want for us to focus on, is breaking it down, on taking this big thing and breaking it down into these small pieces, taking it little by little, climbing that mountain $1 lap at a time, whatever your metric might be. Now with your next breath in, I want you to start by filling your belly. And once your belly is about halfway full, see if you can start to fill your chest. And as you exhale, let your chest fall and then let your belly fall, creating a little bit of a wave, breaking the breath down into these small, manageable pieces. And you can slowly release control of your breath. And so, in the spirit of tonight's theme of breaking things down, we're going to start our evening by checking in, by seeing how you are feeling, but not just that broad overarching question of how are you. The school of yoga that I come from believes that the body can be broken down into 6 individual bodies. And so as we go through, we're going to check in with each of those bodies. And then from there, hopefully get a clearer, more manageable picture of how you are doing in this moment. So to start, I want you to check in with your physical body. And this is your bones, your muscles, your organs, the parts of yourself that someone can reach out and touch, that you can feel. And ask yourself this question of how is your physical body in this moment? And ultimately land on one word that describes the state of your physical body. Now slowly shift your attention to what's called your mental body. And you can think of this as your thinking body. It's the source of your thoughts, your mind. So maybe your mind is still, maybe it's going 1,000,000 miles per hour. But again, one word that describes the state of your mental body. Next is what's called your emotional body. So ask yourself, what emotion or emotions are you experiencing right now, right here? And if, like me, your initial reaction is to judge those emotions as good or bad, let go of that judgment. Remind yourself that every single one of our range of human emotions are necessary. We need them to appreciate the others. So it's okay if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you're like, this is stupid, why am I doing this? Now slowly shift your attention to what's called your intellectual body. And this is kind of your analytical side. It's the part of you that processes new information, that learns new things, that kind of grasps and interprets what's happening around us. And ask yourself that question of what is one word to describe your intellectual body in this moment. And gently start to shift your attention to your 5th body, which is your energetic body. And you can ask yourself this question of what kind of energy am I giving off in this moment? And maybe you can feel that energy kind of radiating from your arms, from your chest. What's your vibe is another way to think about it. And lastly, bring your attention to what's called your spiritual body. And this one can be the hardest to grasp, to check in with. But tonight, I want you to think of it in the context of feeling connected. So ask yourself this question of, do I feel connected? And that can be to your higher power, to your inner light of awareness, to a community, to your family, to nature, to anything. Do you feel connected? And now taking into consideration each of those 6 bodies. So your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your intellectual body, your energetic body, and your spiritual body. I want you to come up with one word that describes your current state of being. Whatever that first word is that comes to mind. Again, trying not to judge it, trying to release any connotations associated with that word and just let it be. Because it's okay if things suck. It's okay if your word is just shit show or overwhelmed. And it's also okay if your word is amazing, grounded, whatever it might be. And with your next exhale, slowly let go. Let go of that word, let go of your 6 bodies. And start to invite some small movements into your fingers and toes. If you're not on your back, moving slowly, make your way there. And then bend both of your knees and plant your feet, so the soles of your feet firmly on the mat. And set your feet up so that they're about hips distance apart. Perfect. Now reach down with your fingertips and scooch your heels in or your butt down so that your fingers can just brush the backs of your heels. Beautiful. We're going to move through a couple rounds of what's called a dynamic bridge. We'll start by moving just your arms. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. As you inhale, sweep both of your arms up overhead like you were drawing parallel lines on the ceiling and bring them to rest alongside your ears. Perfect. Exhale, lower your hands back down to your sides, retracing those lines on the ceiling. Beautiful. One more time, just your arms. Inhale. And exhale, lower them down. This time we'll add your hips. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, lift your hips off the mat, even if it's just an inch. Perfect. And with your exhale, lower it all down. Now following your own breath, move through that 3 more times. And I really want you to focus on exhaling, on lowering as slowly as you can. On breaking that down bit by bit, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we'll meet with your back resting on the mat whenever you are done. Perfect. All right, go ahead and extend both of your legs on the mat and roll over onto your stomach. And on your stomach, kick both of your feet straight out behind you with the tops of your feet on the mat and place each of your palms roughly below the tops of your shoulders. I want you to kick down into the tops of your feet and then hug them together like you were trying to zip up your legs. Draw your pubic bone slightly up towards your navel So you kind of feel like you're tucking your tailbone under and your belly starts to engage. And exhale your breath completely. With almost no weight through your hands, as you inhale, pull your chest up off the mat, coming into a little baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, down. This time we'll stay. Inhale up. And stay for your exhale. Take another deep, full breath in. Notice where you feel it moving. Is it your belly, your chest? And exhale. One last deep, full breath in. Exhale, lower down. And moving slowly, press yourself up to all fours. Tuck all 10 of your toes underneath, and then walk yourself back so you're sitting on your heels. If you have any knee issues and that's just not going to work, you can sit crisscross applesauce. If your feet have been in ski boots all winter, or you have any sensitivity in your plantar fascia on the soles of your feet, this might be painful. But see if you can stick with it. If you can sit through the discomfort, if you can let some softening, some opening happen. Now bring both of your hands to your low back and interlace your fingers. And maybe you start to straighten your arms. What I really want you to think about is just opening across your chest. I'm doing all of that computer, texting, reading, action. And you can bring your gaze slightly down your chin. And take one more deep, full breath in here. And as you exhale, make your way back to tabletop, that all four quadruped position. Set your hands directly below your shoulders and your knees directly below your hips. Spread your fingers so that they're comfortably wide. And set your hands up so that your index fingers are parallel to one another and are pointing straight forward. Press down through the L of each hand, that kind of soft spot between your thumb and your index finger. Tuck your toes under, and as you exhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Listen, inhale, slowly lower your knees to the mat. And lift your chest at the bottom. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, down dog. This time we'll stay in down dog. And you're welcome to pedal out your legs. You can bend one knee, then the other, sway side to side. Take any of those little movements that feel good. But see if you can work towards a place of stillness. We'll be here for 3 rounds of breath. Those of you that I can see all look awesome. Very nice. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Listen, as you inhale, step your right foot between your hands. You might need to kind of help it get there. But set it up so that your knee is in your armpit. And then lower down your back knee. Perfect. Bring both of your hands to your front thigh and kind of walk yourself up. Now, depending on how tight your hip flexors are, how tight you are through the front of your hip, this might feel really casual, it might feel really intense. Wherever you are, I want you to bring your hips back ever so slightly, and then draw your pubic bone up. So you're kind of sending your tailbone down towards the mat. And then if you're looking for a little more sensation, you can start to send your hips forward. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. As you inhale, reach both arms up overhead, extending them alongside your ears. Find a steady point for your gaze, and come back to your breath. We're here for 3 rounds. Listen, as you exhale, bring both hands to the mat, lift your back knee, and however you would like, switch your feet. So you can step back to plank and step another foot forward. You can jump if you're feeling, sprightly from all your computer work today. And then lower down your back knee. And again, walk yourself up. Bring your hips slightly back. Draw your pubic bone up, send your tailbone down. And then maybe your hips come forward again. Exhale completely. Inhale, take both arms up alongside your ears. And find a steady spot for your gaze and come back to your breath. Listen, exhale, bring both hands to the mat. And step back to down dog. And take a deep, full breath in here. And then a slow, steady exhale. Listen, inhale, shift your weight forward to plank. And don't panic, we won't be here for long. And as you exhale, as quickly or as slowly as you would like, lower down to your belly. Perfect. What we're gonna move through next is called dynamic Shalambhasana, which is dynamic locust pose. I'm gonna be doing it with you, so if at any point you're like, what the hell is she talking about? You can always look up and I will be here. So to start, bring your chin or your lips to the mat and stack your hands, palms facing up, on top of your sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Listen, as you inhale, swim your left arm forward, lift your right leg, lift your chest. Perfect. Exhale, circle your arm back, lower down your leg, put your left ear on the mat. Inhale, swim your right arm forward, lift your left leg, lift your chest. Exhale, lower it all down, right ear on the mat. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, left ear down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, right ear down. Last time, inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, left ear down. And you can release your arms to your sides and just take a couple nice deep breaths into your belly. Moving slowly, roll over onto your back. And just like we started class, bend your knees deeply, soles of your feet flat on the mat. And then bump your feet out a little bit wider so that they're about as wide as your mat, your towel, outside of your hips. Perfect. Bring your arms out to a cactus or a goalpost pose, depending on your reference points. And take a deep, full breath in. As you exhale, let your knees fall over to the right. Inhale, bring them to the center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And you can draw both of your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins and rock forward, back, side to side. Give your spine a little massage. Exhale your breath completely here. Take one more deep, full breath in. Give yourself one last little squeeze. And as you exhale, send your legs long on the mat and let your arms fall open with your palms to the sky beside you. You're welcome to walk your shoulder blades ever so slightly together under your chest to kind of prop your chest up if that feels good. And I want you to start to notice your breath. To notice where it's moving, how it's moving. If you'd like to engage that Ujjayi pranayama, the slight constriction at the back of your throat, the same muscular action as fogging a mirror, but breathing in and out of your nose, that you're welcome to do so. And wherever you are, however you're breathing, I want you to start to iron out your breath.
Well, this is live right now.
To find a breath count where your inhales and your exhales are equal in length. So if you're inhaling for 6, you're exhaling for 6. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 10. But find a spot where the breath feels expansive, where it feels like you are filling up, but you don't feel like you're left grasping for air. As humans, for better or worse, we don't learn things all at once. You don't learn a new language in one sitting. You learn it word by word. You don't master any climbing route all at once. You learn it move by move. And the world is changing. And in a lot of ways, the world we're living in today isn't the same world we lived in a week ago, a month ago. And so we're learning piece by piece, dollar lap by dollar lap, word by word, move by move, whatever it might be. And it is okay that it takes time to master these new skills, to adapt to this new life that we are all creating every day. And so I want you to take a moment to think about one thing you did today that you enjoyed. Maybe it's something that you couldn't have normally done if you were going to work and working your normal hours. Maybe it's something you already did every day. But one thing that you enjoyed that made you feel happy or proud or good, made you smile. And now see if you can start to recreate that feeling. If you can feel it start to bubble up from the base of your spine, filling your belly, until you are radiating that energy, that emotion, that feeling for everyone around you to feel it. Because as long as we can tap into those moments, as long as we can break it down and deal with it little by little, then we can do it. We can get through anything. And now I want you to shift ever so gently your attention to tomorrow. And come up with one thing that you can do tomorrow that you will enjoy, that will make you feel good or happy or proud in the midst of all the chaos. So that you can be a little less shaken, a little less taken, a little more in control. And moving slowly, and start to invite some small movements back into your fingers and toes. Then gradually some larger ones, eventually taking both arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. And slowly roll over onto your left side. And just pause for a moment here. And keeping your eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once you've landed there, bring your palms together in front of your heart and bow your chin ever so slightly to your chest. And check back in. How are you doing in this moment? How are all of you, all of your 6 bodies, every aspect of your being doing in this moment? Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. To all of the ways that this thing, this yoga, this practice challenges us, strengthens us, provides us with an opportunity to stop, to breathe, to take things bit by bit, to check in with every aspect of ourselves and every aspect of our lives. And to that strength, that resilience, that flexibility, the steadiness, the awareness, all of the good stuff that it provides, that we might live our best possible lives and be our best possible selves, hopefully being a little less shaken and a little less taken by the chaos that might be unfolding around us. Take a moment to thank yourself for making the time to do this tonight. Thank your body for doing the practice, your breath for nourishing the practice, and your mind for